Listen, and this week's parsha is talking about the structure of the temple. The holiest item we have in the temple is the Ark of the Covenant. And there's an interesting mitzvah. One of the 613 commandments of the Torah is these poles, you see these two poles? These two poles must never be removed from the Ark. So the question is why? What is the idea that these two poles, why would it be sinful for those two poles to be removed from the Ark? So we're going to say three different ideas on this. The first idea Rav Moshe Feinstein brings in his new book they put out, the Gadol Ador, the Paisek Ador. It says these two poles that are used to carry, the Levies used to for 40 years to carry the Torah on, it's a like we were learning the Mesilat Yesharim. It's a symbol to the Olav Torah. Every Jew has to have a yoke on it. Like I was just on vacation. We Jews cannot, when we go on vacation, swim in a mixed swimming pool, or like on a lazy river, or where there's like we can't go to a mixed beach. Even if you want to jog about somewhere that has so a Jew always has to have the yoke of Torah, that conscience, that inner voice that's always avoiding and acting appropriate to his honor and prestige of Torah, right? We're royalty. We're something special. We don't talk, we don't walk, we don't look at, we don't attend concerts, like rap music, which is noise pollution, right? So he says a person always has to know that these two poles are on him. And that, these, because he has to be a living Torah, right? And that we never can abandon the Torah. Even if you're on your honeymoon, even if you're on summer vacation, even if you're in a medical school, even if you're in a place there isn't a Jew within 1,000 miles, you're on Bora Bora or in Kauai, right? Your fiber has to be one of zehirut and nekiyut, you understand? To be careful and the Torah has to be your GPS because that's part and parcel. That's one idea. Another idea I heard from Rabbi Hirsch, you like this one. The poles are symbolizing that the Torah is mobile, right? What do you use pole for? To take it, right? Rabbi Hirsch is coming to say that, contrary to popular belief, the Torah never gets archaic. It never gets stale. The Torah is our shining light and GPS anytime and any place. Even after 3,500 years almost that we accepted the Torah, we need it more than ever, that we shouldn't act like animals, right? And that's like amazing that nowadays we see even in LA, we have so many kollels, we have yeshivas. The Torah can survive. The Torah, this is modern orthodoxy in the sense that the Torah is relevant. You can be a PhD and be a Talmid Chacham. You can be a psychologist, you understand? And the Torah can go toe-to-toe with any modern nuclear science and atomic knowledge, and it could still enlighten that person. That is Einstein. And we see it's amazing. Like Las Vegas has a yeshiva, has a kollel now. It's coming to tell you the Torah can be put anywhere, you understand? As long as the Torah can flourish. It should be taken anywhere the Jews are, their Torah, that shining light could take there, and it's going to survive that, even the harshest of environments. Not that we should look to go to those environments, you understand? But it's like amazing. Like I remember Rabbi Victor Miller, I heard a recording from him like from 50, 60 years ago. It was saying people that go to California, like they're committing spiritual suicide. But Baruch Hashem, even in this place of Hollywood where there's so much fakeness, even in Santa Monica where everybody's surfing and on the beach bum, if the truth of Torah, if somebody's not blinded by his animalistic basic instincts, the Torah will flourish. And the Or Sameach, the Meshech Chochmah, says a third nice pshat that I think is very important. He says the poles symbolize the supporters of Torah. So he's saying those people that are supporting Torah, it says, Etz Chaim Hi L'Machazikim. But first of all, you should know it's the greatest honor and privilege to support your son-in-law or your children to go to yeshiva, and even though it costs an arm and a leg to send them to Jewish school, it's worth it. It's an honor. And it says those supporters must never abandon the Torah. Because en kemach en Torah. There's two sides of the coin. No money, no honey, which means Torah cannot survive. My father of blessed memory used to say, any synagogue or bet midrash or yeshiva or kollel, yes, you need the rabbi, but who's going to support? The blood of every organization is the money. If no money is not coming in, it cannot flourish. And that's what it's saying. Those people that are supporting Torah should always respect the Torah and that yeshiva and not say, oh, who cares? I'm going to go on and I don't care about it anymore. Never and ever must they abandon their financial support of Torah. And we should know that just like the Levis, when they would support the Torah, it actually would lift them. You know that. The Torah is nosaf. So actually those people, any way possible, you have to be connected to the Torah. We have to learn it. We have to teach it. We have to teach it to our children and have to support it financially. And through that, we will forever be connected to the tree of life because it is as precious as our life. Our life is meaningless without it.